Welcome back to Haunted and Historic Australia for another episode in our Adventures series. In this episode, we take a look at the Pitt Town General Cemetery as well as the Pitt Town Public School. Here at Pitt Town General Cemetery, and we've just got to watch for snakes today because it's snake season. It's snaky looking. So there's some graves down here. I'm just got to be very careful of snakes. And I've got Erin with me, so I've got to be very, very careful. So we've got some graves over here. I'll try and get a little closer. Try not to disturb the piece. So we've got a couple up in this area. I just want to see a year. Don't have any bees here. What have we got here? 1962. Okay, so it's not too early, but there is more up the other side. So we'll go for a little walk up there. There's also a little area for the cremated souls, ashes to go. We'll get to that in a second. Not much signage. I mean, there was a sign coming into here saying Pitt Town Cemetery. Here we go. Hop in the car if it's too hot. But there's quite a bit here. There's no signs, no signage. Pop around. See if we can get a good look at everything. Must have been a sign there at one stage. And this one doesn't seem to be as old, and it seems to be quite new, or that they've recently visited these graves. If you can see, they're quite attended. There's flags and hats and things, and they don't look too old to me, so I won't go too close to any of the new ones. 1900s. But as I said, there were 4 cemeteries for Pitt Town. 4. Some of them they actually built over. It's quite possible that the churches mark around where they were. Okay. We've got some wasps and buzzards around us, so we'll have to make tracks quite quickly. Flies and things buzzing around us. Pick up a big stick and start waving it around. It gets rid of unwanted bugs. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, just get a stick and wave it around, Dale. Now, back to what I was talking about. Yeah, so there's graves around, but unfortunately, they do look quite new, so we don't really want to bother people too much in a cemetery where there's more recent graves. Some of them do look old, but there's a lot of them that are quite new. But this is one of the Pitt Town cemeteries that's accessible. And they've only cleared a bit of it. Apparently there's unmarked graves and possibly other areas where there's burials. Perhaps in the overgrowth. But we thought we'd come and have a little look. Yeah, these ones are pretty recent. The last 30, 40 years, 50 years. But it is quite interesting. There's a couple of war graves. Erin's helping me today. 1950s 1960s. This one's 1933, so this may have been the first one in this area. 1933. What do we got? Robinson Cox and Isabel and Leonard. So maybe the first one in this particular area. There was more up behind the car, and heaven knows how many more could be buried out there, but they've said they've only cordoned off, and this was all in bushland too. They've only just recently cleared some of this for us, but yeah, quite interesting to see this one. I didn't think we'd get to see this one. It was kind of off the beaten track down a road, whereas the Anglican one was right in full view near Airstrip Road or Airstrip Street. And the Airstrip Street, I'll just talk quickly about that. Apparently it was a place for landing in World War II for the RAAF when they couldn't land at the Richmond base. This was another area in which they landed, but I'll get more information on that if I can and have that in pictures. But for now, this is the Pitt Town General Cemetery. I believe there's Wesleyan Methodist here and Uniting, not Anglican. I don't know about Catholic. I don't think I read that there were Catholic graves here, but definitely Uniting and Methodist in this area. So if you're in the area of Pitt Town, this might be somewhere you might want to have a look at. It's off Old Stock Route Road, and look for the signs before, I think it was Avon or Avondale, around Avondale Road. There was a sign leading into it. So yeah, come and check it out if you want. Just here at the Pitt Town School, Pitt Town Public School. 1878, it's an old school. And it does appear there's like old buildings across the road too. They look pretty old. Made from the same stuff as the old church back there. So it wouldn't, there's all built-ons to it. But back in the day it would have been, wow, look at that sign. Look at that. It's quite a nice school. Obviously closed for the school holidays that we're in at the moment. Lovely roses, geez, they've put a lot of work into this. 1878. And the house across the road says Strathmore. It is a nice looking school, 1878 built, and it wouldn't have had all of the other stuff that you see around at the time. It would have just been probably just that one building, and then as time came on they would have built the brick buildings and had the demountables attached as well that you can see back there. But it's a very old area here, very old area. As we know, 1810 it was named as a town, but they moved it up further away from the cemetery to a more fruitful area than the first stop. There we can see it would have probably been that first building, the pink building first, and then they would have added on outbuildings, other classrooms as the population grew. Very nice. And still today the kids attend here, from 1878. It's a long time. It's like a nice little mural on the wall. Let's go and have a look at that, because that may even have something to do with the age, how old the place is. What have we got there? Friendship Bridge. Oh, that's nice. Let me see if I can zoom in on that for you so you can see. They've got the school building there. It would have been the only building back in the day, and they've got a bell, and they've also got a bridge and gum tree. That's very nice. So they've got the old spirit and have most likely told the kids how old the building is, and that it's important to remember your heritage. Now there are other buildings that are quite old around here too, without filming too many people's front houses and stuff like that. But this one over here, this pink building, looks old too, and may have been around, maybe not when the school was that early, but at least soon after, probably. If you can look at the chimneys and things like that, they are a good indication of how old a building is. So that's possibly 1800s too. And I would absolutely say that one over there is too, and some other outbuildings. But we must keep going. People don't want us to film around a school too long, even though the kids aren't there. But sometimes people don't understand why we do what we do. Yeah, this must be an office, the office, or, but it does look, I don't know that it's part of the school. Oh yeah, it would be. Oh, so it may have just been these two buildings first, and then all the rest. But that was good, interesting. Pitt Town Public School, 1878.
Aussie made.